John, as you know, recently my father had his second brain tumour operation, and that was a really interesting journey for me. So within a 13-month period, my dad at the age of 82 has had his second brain op. And interestingly, and he's come out of it really well, better than the first time, which has been just a real blessing. And I always joke with Dad, I say, listen, I want to try and get another 20 years out of you. And he sort of laughs and goes, well, you'd be lucky to get another 5. We sort of have that sort of banter. And then I say to him, well, you know, Dad, your disposition's really good. He's happy, he's jovial, he's grateful for everything. And he says to me the other day, when we're coming out of, he'd been into hospital, and then he came out of rehab. And we were just having a chat. We have some fairly esoteric sort of discussions. And I said, Dad, I said, your disposition is just impressive. And he said to me, he goes, I just take nothing for granted. And I said to him, okay, just give me some examples, because him and I are always doing that testing thing with each other, right? And I said, give me some examples. He goes, I don't take the fact that my mother and I got you and your sister through an adoption agency when you were 10 weeks old for granted. He says, that's why I still give to them. So therefore, and I never knew that he was still giving up to now, so he's been giving for 55 years, donations, right, to Centre Care, because of that, right? And he said, he goes, the one thing I've been able to do, he goes, pretty well, I like to do better, is not lose the appreciation for the things that I appreciated years ago. I appreciate them as much today. And I said, well, what other examples can you give me? He goes, I've been married to your mother now for 60 years. He goes, the fact that she cooks for me, cooks the things I love, and while she's cooking, her and I are having a discussion. Thanks, everyone. Right? Her and I are having a discussion and talking about what we're prepping for the night. He goes, every night I revel in that, because I never ever take that for granted. And it's those little things that make you, I won't say better, but make you evolve into a more grateful human being. So I think as far as, thanks, Ev. So as far as that goes, I think my dad's been able to sort of show me that really, really well. And the other thing that goes with that is that never losing sight of the things that you appreciated 20 years ago. If they're still the same today, doesn't mean you should accept that that's the norm. You should still accept the fact that you need to appreciate it because it's still a gift. And that's what I've learned from my dad.
So he has very humble and a lot of gratitude for life.
Absolutely. And it's all the little things that you never ever, some of the things he comes out with always surprise me. And it's no different to going out and we'll get a coffee and we'll get back to the seat. When we were at Cabrini when he was getting his brain tumour removed, you go, gee, that lady at the counter's a nice lady. Like he'd make comment about that. Right? And that'd be a topic of discussion. Like he does all that sort of stuff. And to live in that sort of world, I think, is just a gift. Yeah. So he departs a lot of that onto me.
Yeah, it looks like you really picked up a lot from your dad. Like he's been a really pivotal part
Huge.
of development as a human being.
But just the sense of appreciation is just unbelievable. And it's the old thing, you know, what's the difference between a right and a privilege? Miles and miles and miles. Everything for him is a privilege. He's never ever taken anything as his right.
Do you think that's because he's come from a bit of hardship himself?
Look, you know, like I said to you, I said, you know, what you don't pay for, you don't value.
Yep.
And maybe that's really true. And I think that's it. And you know, I think the fact that you might be financially comfortable, but done it the hard way, does make a difference.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've had to use your volition, your energy, your brain matter, your skills to get to a position of some financial comfort, you pat yourself on the back. And I think my dad's got every right to be able to do that, but he loses nothing in the appreciation.
Yeah, look, your dad certainly came from a generation of people who had it tough. I would argue much tougher than us and our children. If we look at the new generation of business people and entrepreneurs coming up today, take a look at Christian, your son, for example. He's running 2 businesses. I'm not saying he doesn't experience any form of hardship. Running any kind of business is difficult. But how is this new generation going to develop the resilience needed to succeed in business over the long term?
The first thing I think is this, is Christian said to me a little while ago, he goes, Dad, we're in a relatively comfortable position. He goes, I need to utilise that to get my business up and running. So I thought that was smart. So I need to use your skill sets, your networking, my networking skill sets, etc., to elevate to another level. I think that's good because he realises that. Because you can't help being where you are. Right? The other reality of that is that as a parent, you have a moral, ethical obligation to teach your kids how to use money. So therefore, if my children's children end up becoming super affluent, Christian and Jacob's job is to teach their children what to do with the money. And maybe give some as charity, do some benevolent work, but also to get that and make that money grow and work for them. Because, so therefore, do I want my children to work as hard as me? No, I don't. Do I want them to do better than me financially, emotionally, physically, and every other way, and involve more than me? Yes, I do. So therefore, I have an obligation to make sure that they take what they've learnt, and they take what we have earned, and multiply that by whatever factor that might be, and enhance the next generation's lifestyle and capacity to do good for others.